This is the Election Bureau. Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Citi Prime News. We're coming to you live from our studios on number 11 Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. My name is Ajuatin Kramatom. Now coming up this afternoon, National Commission for Civic Education urges Electoral Commission to boost its image ahead of elections over deepening mistrust among the populace.
The organizations responsible for elections must be proactive in ensuring that they are not overtaken by this agenda to ensure that the trust continues to go down.
Also coming up today on our special constituency report, our focus is on the Ejurase-Chedumase constituency, a crucial hotspot in the Ashanti region ahead of the December elections.
This government is very poor. We have to change the economy. John Mahama is the right person to come and consider us.
So the people of the Ejurase-Chedumase are now believing that the current MP is incompetent. And for that matter, they are giving Madam Gifty a try.
Still in the bulletin, commuters along Flowerport roundabout stretch demand urgent fixing of the traffic situation as it takes heavy toll on productivity. We'll bring you an assurance from the Roads Ministry that the situation will be resolved latest by Tuesday.
By the close of day tomorrow, we should be seeing some ease in the traffic. And by Monday, Tuesday, I'm sure the traffic situation over there will be extremely better.
And later, one more person killed in Boko, pushing death toll to 26. We have details of these and more stories coming your way in the next 30 minutes. Remember, the news is live across the globe on citinewsroom.com. Around the country, we are live on a number of affiliate stations. We'll bring you the affiliates, but stay with us for details of these and more stories shortly.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Welcome to the bulletin. Let's begin with some election-related stories. We begin from the National Commission for Civic Education, the NCC, which is calling on the Electoral Commission to take specific steps to boost its public image as the December 7 elections approach. Now, responding to polls indicating a dip in public trust towards the EC, NCC Chairperson Kathleen Addy stressed the need for proactive efforts to build confidence in the electoral process. Speaking on the City Breakfast Show, Kathleen Addy also urged media outlets to keep the public well informed to help counter misinformation around elections.
That is where I say that it is important to build the trust, but also as citizens, it's important for us to ensure that the information that we are receiving about things is information that is true. And so issues around misinformation, disinformation, yes, fake news come into play here. And a lot of these issues, these pieces of information out there are actually crafted to mislead and to create the mistrust. And so the organizations responsible for elections must be proactive in ensuring that they are not overtaken by this agenda to ensure that the trust continues to go down. We must also work very hard to ensure that we keep the public well informed. The electoral management body and the other organizations, the other departments must ensure that there is enough information, there's enough avenues for clarification, and there's a lot of room for people to ask questions and for their questions to get answered.
You heard the chairperson for the National Commission for Civic Education, Kathleen Addy. Now, the Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition is raising concerns about the lack of strong anti-corruption commitments in political party manifestos ahead of the December elections. Now, the coalition notes that corruption has been largely absent from campaign discussions during a semi-annual consultative dialogue on anti-corruption pledges. The secretary of the Anti-Corruption Coalition, Beauty Emefanate, stated that this omission leaves unclear how political parties plan to integrate anti-corruption efforts with electoral promises.
The Open Budget Survey, Ghana scored 17 out of 100 in public participation in budgeting, which is not helpful. Again, a work by Etuahini Eje and Frimpong has also shown that Ghana's economic challenges or debt crisis are as a result of endemic corruption prevailing in the public sector. Quite strangely, ladies and gentlemen, corruption and the fight against it does not show explicitly in the election conversations as Ghana nears another election on 7 December 2024. This is evidenced in two ways. First, political parties neither have an abundance of anti-corruption commitments, nor are commitments given prominence. The major political parties have a total of 32 anti-corruption commitments scattered in their manifestos. Ladies and gentlemen, out of the 32 commitments, only 4 are about enforcing or deploying existing anti-corruption legislation. This, therefore, makes it difficult for us to see how elections and anti-corruption issues are being integrated.
That's the Executive Secretary of the Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition, Beauty MFA Nate. Now let's take you to the Ashanti region. And as Ghana approaches the December 7 elections, the new patriotic party is aiming to make gains in the region by targeting the National Democratic Congress's only 4 seats, with the Ejura-Seche-Dumasi seat emerging as a significant battleground. Now the NDC's Mohamed Bawa Brahma is seeking a third term but faces stiff competition from NPP's Gifting Duma. The contest. City News' Fatih Aminu Ibrahim reports on the intense political atmosphere in the area.
We have come to the Ejura-Seche-Dumasi, one of the areas which is largely considered as a stronghold of the NDC. And so we have come to interact with the residents here and to assess the chances of the 2 leading political parties. Whereas we have the Madam Gifting Doma, who is leading the MPP, and the incumbent Member of Parliament, Mohamed Bawa Brahma, contesting again on the ticket of the NDC. Ejura-Seche-Dumasi, one of the Ashanti region's key farming hubs, is home to a largely settler population with many residents originally from northern Ghana. The Ghana Statistical Service's 2021 census data records a population of 137,672 for the constituency, with Channel 1 News' research indicating a current voter population of 67,827. Historically, Ejura-Seche-Dumasi has been an NDC stronghold and remains one of the only 4 NDC held seats out of the Ashanti region's 47 parliamentary seats. Since 2000, the NDC has won every election here except in 2012, when the MPP caused an upset. The NDC attributed this loss to internal conflicts, which they resolved to secure subsequent victories. As incumbent Mohamed Bawa Brahma seeks a third term, the MPP is mounting a strong challenge with Gifting Duma, who expresses confidence in winning the upcoming election. Now, this is the Ebuta market, one of the main markets within the Ejura-Seche-Dumasi. We are here to interact with the traders here and to find out from them how things are going, and also to get to understand what will influence their votes come December 7, 2024.
This government is very poor. We have to change the economy. As for me, John Mahama is the right person to come and consider us.
This government has worsened the economic situation. Inflation has risen to the highest level, so we need a change.
I've been trading since I was a child, so I've witnessed different governments, but this one is the worst. So, we are voting to bring back former President John Mahama and the incumbent MP Mohamed Bawa Brahma for the country's progress.
Now, my next stop is the main lorry terminal within the Ejura-Seche-Dumasi. I'm here to interact with some bus conductors and drivers on their views ahead of the December 7, 2024 polls.
This time, we are There is severe hardship in this administration. This government is a disappointment. I am saying this because this is not what we were promised. Inflation is at its highest. Prices of goods have increased significantly, and that is affecting us.
This time,
the incumbent MP was very resourceful when he was an MCE. He has been the Member of Parliament for this area for the past 8 years, but we haven't seen anything from him. He keeps giving the excuse that it is as a result of the absence of his government, but that is not strong enough.
Channel 1 News gathered views from constituents on the upcoming election.
There is severe hardship in the country, and with the little money we earn, it's challenging to afford anything, especially as dressmakers. We are pleading with the government for quick relief if the NPP wants to be retained, as we are really suffering.
We want to give former President Mahama a chance to see if things will improve. Our country's politics is dominated by either the NDC or NPP. So I believe we as Ghanaians should try the NDC again.
We spoke to the NPP constituency secretary regarding their candidates' prospects in the December polls.
So the people of the Citi Prime are now believing that the current MP is incompetent, and for that matter, they are giving Madam Gifty a try. She is requesting for only 4 years. Well, that's what Madam Gifty is saying. So give me only 4 years, and I'll prove to you that I am competent. After 4 years, I wouldn't come to you to request for any vote. You will call me to reward me another 4 years because of my competency.
Meanwhile, the NDC's Mohammed Bawa Brahima remains confident that he is the right choice for Ejura Sechidumasi.
So what we are saying that this is a non-performing government, and so we are only praying and hoping that at least Ghanaians will look favorably onto the eyes of the NDC, and then I think that this drizzle that is coming, these showers of blessing, it is the showers of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Now is the NPP's Madam Gifting Doma ready to rescue the seats from the NDC's Mohammed Bawa Brahima? We leave that for the constituents to tell come December 7, 2024.
Well, that report was filed by Ashanti Regional Correspondent Fatih Aminu Ibrahim. Let's now take you to the Upper East region, where the Regional Minister, Dr. Hafiz bin Sali, has urged the media and social media users to avoid using provocative language that could threaten the country's peace ahead of the elections. Speaking at a media soiree in Bolgatanga on the Gulf of Guinea Northern Region's Social Cohesion Project, Dr. bin Sali called on citizens to exercise their right to free speech responsibly and maintain decorum in their discussions ahead of the polls.
Common interest groups are expected to benefit from local development grants, benefiting more than 24,000 people in the region. Let me use this opportunity to caution our media and women, our media men and women, and social media handlers to be mindful of what we share out there, taking into consideration the political consideration that political parties are campaigning towards the December 7th general election. Let us all be mindful of our comments and actions in the expression of our constitutional rights. Ghana is renowned for her peace and democracy in sub-Saharan Africa, and we have the responsibility to protect our enviable image as a country.
You heard the Upper East Regional Minister, Dr. Hafiz bin Sali. Now, the High Court has dismissed a suit filed by disqualified independent presidential candidate Samuel Appiah-Dankwa challenging his disqualification. Mr. Appiah-Dankwa had sought a court order of certiorari to overturn the Electoral Commission's ruling, arguing that his disqualification was unjust and requesting reinstatement to contest the upcoming elections. But the court in its ruling described the case as baseless and lacking merit. We hit the campaign trail now, and representatives of pastors at Achimakwa Apostle Samuel Ejebeko has admonished Ghanaians not to vote based on religion in the 2024 elections. According to him, the focus should be on choosing a candidate who would drive development rather than being influenced by the religious beliefs of the candidate. He was speaking in an interaction between Dr. Baumia and stakeholders in Achimakwa, and we are joined live by my colleague Hansen Ajiman, who is following the campaign. For more on this, Hansen, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. What more can you report from the campaign trail? Hello, Hansen. Well, unfortunately, we don't appear to have Hansen Ajiman on the line now, but this story is about representative of pastors at Achimakwa, Apostle Samuel Ejebeko, admonishing Ghanaians not to vote based on religion as the election approaches. Now, he was speaking in an interaction with Dr. Baumia and other stakeholders at Achimakwa. Apostle Beko shared how he has benefited from government's digitization agenda. But coming back to the discussion on how citizens should not let religion influence them on who they vote for. We'll try and reconnect with Hansen, but now let's move to the NDC's campaign trail. And Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman has urged Ghanaians to reconsider voting for the new patriotic party, claiming their policies have caused hardship. During her visit to the regent of Wungu, Suleimana Saka Adams in Walewale in the northeast region, Professor Opoku-Agyeman encouraged support for the NDC's presidential candidate, John Mahama, suggesting that electing the former president would provide an opportunity to reset the country for the benefit of all.
Predecessors, and here I think of J.J. Rollins, may his soul rest in peace, Atta Mills, may he rest in peace, and our own John Dramani Mahama. I doubt if any of them would have thought that the most important thing to do at this time is to go and unveil statues to themselves. I want to end here by thanking you and your elders for accepting us. And again to appeal that we all come together, vote, and bring in a government. It's not an angel, it's an ordinary human being. But we know he'll do the best by his people and leave a good legacy.
As the vice presidential candidate of the National Democratic Congress, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman. Let's go back to the NPP's campaign trail in Achimakwa, and we have been joined now by my colleague Hansen Ajiman, who is following the campaign. Hansen, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. We have heard the religious, leaders talking about how religion should not influence people in this year's election. What more can you report on the campaign trail?
So the stakeholders, Dr. Baumia, has been engaging basically of the certain unanimity of thought that it's important that Ghanaians consider the development of the country key in taking a decision as to who should be the next president of Ghana. And in their respective views, they believe that the NPP government and Dr. Mahmoud Baumia possess the ability to do so. Particularly in the Achimakwa constituency, the chief speaks of two hospitals that they benefited from the NPP. One was built some in the early tenure of the NPP government, and then one is as a result of the Agenda 111 initiative. And so they believe that the also are being fixed. A number of other development issues are ongoing, and there's a need for their constituents to vote for them. For the religious leaders, they are particularly happy about Dr. Baumia's promise of involving them in the governance of the country. And Dr. Baumia has made it clear that he's going to engage religious leaders as development partners so that when they want to embark on development activities and their important things, they will not have to pay certain import duties because of their recognition as development partners. As we speak, he is holding a Constituency Connect event still in the constituency where he is engaging strictly party people and residents who have decided to come around to listen to him.
Very well, thank you so much. That's my colleague Hansen Ajiman following the NPP campaign trail in the Ashanti region. You're still listening to the Citi Prime News. Still ahead in the bulletin, commuters frustrated over long hours of traffic on Flower Port roundabout stretch as the ministry assures of fixing the situation latest by Tuesday. We have details of this and other stories coming up shortly. Please stay.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Ago Omambapa, the time to exercise your civic duty is here again. This year, we the good people of Ghana have another opportunity to elect our leaders on December 7. This is a very important national exercise and you have the civic duty to make that decision for Ghana. Don't be indifferent because your vote counts. Vote on issues. Don't sell your vote. Reject violent candidates and expose acts that undermine the integrity of the elections. Don't attempt to snatch a ballot box or deface political party posters. The law will deal with you. December 7, 2024 is election day. Pick up your voter's ID card. Get to your polling station. Follow the voting process. Make that bold decision for Ghana. Vote peacefully. Ghana must win. Vote on December 7. It's your civic duty.
Civic duty required of you as a Ghanaian. So get involved and vote.
A message from the National Commission for Civic Education, NCCE.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
A very warm welcome to you. Let's bring you some other stories this afternoon. Commuters along the Flower Port roundabout stretch are expressing frustration over severe traffic congestion, with some drivers experiencing hours of delay. Speaking to City News, several commuters have called for urgent measures to improve the traffic management in the area, especially around the ongoing construction site.
Mahama Road overpass has been the most painful experience for me in the history of Accra traffic, and the sheer lack of what I think is a priority. The road is not done. They are busy doing artwork, painting, putting sculpture. Instead of allowing for pedestrian movement, they will block this place because they are painting the overpass, coloring it yellow, drawing things as if it's the drawing that allows for passage.
I'm curious, why, especially for non-essential things like the painting of the murals and road accessories, why can't they do it, say, from 11 p.m. to like 4 before traffic starts? So that doesn't interfere, like Godfrey is saying, it doesn't interfere with the way people, like, I don't get it. Why can't we do that? Why does it have to be in the morning? Why does painting of murals have to be in the morning? Why does fixing of road fixtures or road furniture have to be in the morning when there's rush hour? Why I don't get it.
This Bema Camp traffic issue because of the Flower Port construction, it hasn't been easy this week, trust me, because even if you leave the office at 4:30 or even 5, by the time you are done crossing the Bema Camp underpass through to the Major Mahama runabout to Spintex, it's even 9 p.m.
So you heard some commuters lamenting the impact of the heavy traffic jam on their productive hours earlier on the City Breakfast Show. Well, the Ministry of Roads and Highways is assuring commuters that the heavy traffic along the stretch will be resolved by Tuesday. Here's the Public Relations Officer for the Ministry, Ahmed Nasser Yate, speaking on the City Breakfast Show.
Let me apologize to road users for the inconveniences that has been caused. We are very soon will be commissioning these projects, the flyover, Flower Port flyover or interchange, BHB. The concentration has been on the interchange itself. Now the works have moved to the ground level where they are trying to do the finishing touches, especially with the asphaltic overlays and doing the road furnitures, that is road line markings, mounting the traffic lights, crash barriers, and other stuff. We issued press releases to the public to indicate that these works will be going on, and also to give some diversions where they can use to avoid the traffic. Be that as it may, these areas are very heavy in terms of traffic, so even a little disruption of the traffic will cause some inconvenience. And so we would like to appeal to the public to bear with us pretty soon, especially with the Flower Port flyover. Hopefully by the close of day tomorrow, we should be seeing some ease in the traffic. And by Monday, Tuesday, I'm sure the traffic situation over there will be extremely better.
Ahmed Nasser Yate is Public Relations Officer of the Ministry of Roads. Well, City News understands that work is currently ongoing to ease the heavy traffic situation. My colleague Daniel Odro-Mensah is on the beat for us, and he joins us live with more updates. Odro, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. What is the situation now?
Okay, good afternoon, Ajwa. Currently, as we reported earlier in the morning, traffic was flowing due to the police presence here to manage the traffic flow. But as we speak now, I can observe that the traffic situation has resurrected because of the construction work ongoing around the Flower Port area. And a number of the commuters that I spoke with called on the government to ensure that construction work are being fast-tracked to ensure that the flow of traffic is to ensure the easy flow of traffic. I've spoken to quite a number of residents who have also expressed their frustration about the issue, where they would have to, where they usually observe commuters spending a lot of time in traffic. I've been joined by one resident who is also a vendor here to speak to me about the situation. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
Mr. Chairman, saying.
The Prime Minister last in cancer.
Okay. Traffic situation now, Hano. It was saying, time ben started and a time ben usually the traffic no flow.
Okay, I had traffic in the to be frank. Anoding pa to the sense construction e cost ninti ama anwayeding pa na started earlier in the morning because I have an obia pese ofrifie ntem no ko nenyuma so ansana ade achenti no started 5 fra to 10 o'clock that way obia be do any various destination and sun as what say. And from 3 o'clock that way, so no be able to reach home before traffic night as I'm starting from 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
Right. So you had one of the pedestrians speaking to my colleague Daniel Odro-Mensah, essentially talking about how heavy the traffic situation is and how it is impacting work and productivity around the area. We have an assurance from the ministry saying that latest by Tuesday they will fix the situation. Let's bring you one of our headline stories before we go. And one person has been killed in Boko following another shootout in the area, raising the death toll to 26 since the conflict re-emerged in late October. Now, despite a 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. curfew, gunmen defied the restriction, intensifying tension in the area. In response, several schools have closed and business activities have significantly declined as residents grapple with the ongoing violence. Authorities continue to monitor the situation as security measures are reinforced. And this is where we draw the curtains on today's edition of the Citi Prime News. The news has been live from our studio in Adabroka in Accra. It has also been live from the Western region on Adwempa 100.7 FM in Takwa Beach, 105.5 FM in Takrade. In the Bono region, you heard us on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyang. In the Ashanti region, Adwempa 99.9 FM in Inkarie. In the Volta region, you heard us on Heritage 107.3 FM in Hohoi. Freedom 88.1 FM in Sogakope. In the Northern region, Radio Gaki 88.3 FM in Saboba. Upper East Quality 88.7 FM in Garu. And in the Northeast region, we were live on Nobia 98.1 FM in Nalerigu. You can log on to citynewsroom.com for more stories and also follow us using the hashtag CityVerify, hashtag GhanaPost2024 and hashtag Election Bureau. My name is Ajua Tinkrama Domna. Thank you for your company. Good afternoon.
City News